You know that feeling you receive a PC like this? This is a Dell Optiplex 7090. You received it because you bought it on some online website, but you didn't realize that this PC didn't come installed with an operating system, and you are kind of angry. You don't know what to do. You are kind of like, wait a minute. Now I have a functional PC. I have a monitor, but the PC, I cannot seem to use it because there is no operating system in place. This video is supposed to show you exactly how you go ahead and install, a functional Windows 11 Pro on your Dell Optiplex 7090 PC. The beautiful thing is that whatever knowledge you get from this video, you can actually use it on any kind of PC. I'm talking about a healthy PC, not some PC that has some little bit of, craziness going on. I'm telling you, because some PCs, it doesn't matter what you do, it just is a problem to install them. But this PC is not so. This is a beautiful, decent PC that I have checked for functionality. Is in the very best condition. And in doing that today, I'm going to be installing Windows 10 with a USB stick that I actually downloaded for the Microsoft website. Created this USB stick because this is how I intend to, install Windows 11 on this PC. Of course, there are so many other ways that you can do it, but this is the way that I feel will be less stressful for you. So in a separate video, I'm going to show you how you can actually go ahead and create this USB stick that will enable you install Windows 11 on your PC. See, this video in making it took me a long time. I had to change a lot of stuff. I had to, bring out this big display because this was the only way I felt. I could just do this while, still very sounding, very natural, not like some animated stuff. I had to change the camera around. I had to, put in a lot of effort just to make sure that this video becomes a reality. And believe me, it took me time. So the little thing that you can do, or that I ask you to do, is to go ahead and click on the like button if this video has helped you, or if you even find it interesting, because some of you already know how to install Windows 11, but just go ahead and hit the like button, because this is the only way the YouTube algorithm will see that I put in a lot of effort in creating this video, and this video was supposed to be something that will help somebody on the other side. You never know how difficult it is when you have a little problem and you try to check the solution on the internet, and you get all manner of crazy videos. At the end of the day, no one is really pointing you in the direction of what you need to do. So this video is assuming that you have a PC like this, you have a mouse, you have a keyboard, and you have gotten your USB stick, and you have a monitor. You do not know how to proceed. So enough of the talking. Let us go. See, first thing I would do is to go ahead and connect my mouse behind the PC. All right, it's a USB mouse. Of course, this is easy to plug on. I'm going to go ahead also, and plug in my keyboard as well behind the PC. See, when I have that in place, the next thing I want to do is to take the power supply of the PC. This is it right here. I'm gonna plug it on to the PC just like that, and then I'm gonna take the in this case I'm actually using a DisplayPort cable to connect my PC to the monitor. Of course, you might use a HDMI cable, you might use a whatever kind of connection you want, but in this particular demonstration I have a DisplayPort cable. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug it on the DisplayPort behind the PC just like that. So now that that is in place, I'm going to go ahead now and slot in my USB stick, just in front of the PC. It could also be at the back of the PC, it doesn't matter, but I tend to want to keep it, behind the PC. Now that we have that in place, we have connected the mouse, the keyboard, and every other thing. I'm going to go ahead and power on my PC. All right. Of course, I see the PC is powering on because the light on the Dell PC is lighted up, and I'm going to go ahead and hit on the F12 key. All right. So as I keep hitting on the F12 key, it's going to show me the Dell logo, which tells me that yes, the connection is actually set up correctly. So this is exactly what you see if you have a Dell Optiplex 7090 PC. Just like if you have another kind of PC, you might see a different kind of BIOS. But if this is the PC that you are working with, you should see something like this. I'm going to put this on the side so that you can actually take a look and see exactly what is right here. See, on this side, you see the different boot devices that you have in place. I've got my USB, stick, which is the Tensor Speedline. That is a stick that was created that has the Windows 11 operating system in it. And that's exactly what I'm going to select and hit the enter key. Let's say this, in Tensor Speedline is somewhere here. You can also go ahead, and select it there, but it's the first thing right there. So it's easy for me to just go ahead, enter key, which I'm just going to do. I'm going to hit on enter. System is going to boot and try to load the files that you already have on the USB stick. All right. In this time, you do not need to do anything. All you have to do is just to wait and allow the system do its thing. That is, if the system is a healthy, PC. If the PC has some kind of malfunction or some settings are not right, it's going to tell you. See, when it has loaded the files, kind of the initial loading, you're going to get, this display right here. You can then go ahead and change the language and change the time format. I am intended to install Windows 11 Pro German, language. So I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to hit on forward. It's going to ask me also what kind of keyboard I'm installing. Of course, it's German keyboard. So I'm going to leave that. Pretty much, you might not get this if you are still trying to install the previous version of Windows 11. This is the latest 25H2, and this, I noticed that this is something new. So you're going to hit on forward. You're going to accept install Windows 11. If you want to recreate your PC, that's a different transaction that I'm not covering on this video, but I'm looking at a station where you just want to do a fresh install. So you want to hit that, accept that, and then hit that. It's going to go ahead, take about 3 or 4 seconds, and then depending on how fast your system is, it's going to, tell you to accept the license agreement. You can go ahead and read everything and see what you can do and what you cannot do. But in any case, you now have all your drive displayed. This is my SSD. This is the USB stick and whatever. See, if you have a HDD drive installed on your PC, you are better off, selecting the SSD, which this is a 256 gigabyte SSD. So I'm just going to pick that, and I do not have any other drive on this PC. So I'm going to hit on next. It's going to tell me again, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to install Windows 11 Pro, and I'm not going to keep any files. So if you have files on your PC, that's also a different transaction. But if I'm assuming that you have a new drive, the PC is just been delivered to you and there's nothing on it, I'm going to go ahead and click install. See, this is a beautiful PC, a PC that you can actually count on. This is a Dell Optiplex 7090, a 10th gen Intel Core i3, processor is built in on this PC, and I'm telling you guys, this thing is fast. See, it says 10%. Before I finish giving you the gist, you're going to be sure that this PC is going to finish installation. I'm telling you because I have seen some PCs that takes forever, to install. And this is not the kind of PC that you want to be seen using in 2026. Your computers are going to just destroy you in the game. If you are into whatever it is, marketing, music production, content creation, and the PC that you are actually hoping to use in this day and age where AI and every other thing is, people are kind of working per minute, per second, and you are still using a very slow PC, guys, you are playing the wrong game. See, you are better off, getting a beautiful PC like this. It's going to keep loading the files, just moving. If you see the way it's, counting, this is 15%. And before I say anything else, it's going to go to 16% right now, and it's going to just keep going until it gets to 100. Let's say this is just me waiting for it to load, but I have to tell you what I have to tell you. Let's say you are in the market right now, you're looking for a functional PC because you're just tired of your PC being so slow, it's having so many kind of problems. You don't know what else to do. On the hardware money shop, we had the Dell Optiplex 7090 right now going for cheap. Cheap is relative because if you compare the price that this thing is being listed for right now and the configurations that you get for that price, you are going to understand that it's really cheap compared to what you will be getting. You're going to be getting a refurbished PC in very good condition, a PC that has not been known to have any kind of problem, a PC just coming out from the organizations that used it, corporations, multinationals, decent, responsible organizations with responsible workers. They have just finished using it and they feel like they want to, upgrade their hardwares, and they have just said, okay, you know what, take them out to the secondary market, which is the used market where people can actually, go ahead, buy them for pretty decent price and still use them. These are PCs that still can last a lifetime, all right? And these PCs have been built in with new SSDs, in some cases, new RAM sticks. They have been well tested and checked for functionality. And these are the kind of PCs that you get on the Hardware Money Shop. See, this thing right here, it's going to install Windows 11 fresh without you having to do anything. It's pretty much on autopilot. A long time ago, before you could install Windows 11, I'm telling you, you are going to keep fighting and fighting and fighting. But we are living in a day and age where all I had to do so far was just to put on my USB stick, hit on the F12 key, and the PC is just doing its job. I don't have to do anything. At the end of the day, the PC is going to present itself to me and say, look, Hardware Money, I'm done doing the work that you asked me to do. You have asked me to install Windows 11 on a PC, on a Dell Optiplex mini PC. I have done the job, all right? So go ahead, set up the PC, configure it in a way that meets your need, and the rest is yours. At the end of the day, I'm just going to take out the stick and I am done. But if the PC is a PC that is infested with all manner of problems, it's going to tell you, first of all, that the processor does not support Windows 11. It's going to tell you that TPM, blah, 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 is not enabled. It's going to tell you that it cannot find your drives. You might be installing the PC, suddenly trips up because the power supply is defective. Right now, it's 76%. Like I said, it's just going to keep going. And before I say Jack, it's going to be completed. I'm going to go now and grab a cup of coffee, and I am going to be back. All right, I'm back. I have my cup of coffee because in this work, sometimes you need coffee. All right. See, the PC has possibly restarted one time and now is installing Windows 11 because it has copied the files on the USB stick. At this point, if you like, you can actually go ahead and remove your USB stick because the files now have already been taken from the stick. It's now on the PC, on the Dell PC, and now the PC is kind of doing its thing. All right, this is 42%. And like I said to you, because this is a healthy PC, it's going to go ahead and install up to 100%. And at that point, you can already see things that you are kind of familiar with. Perhaps put on your office PC, or when you put on a previous laptop that you have, you're going to see the Windows 11, display the home page, and then, sorry, not the home page. You're going to see the Windows 11, display. And then there's still something I need to tell you, because if you are not told, you just switch on the video here and say, okay, I already know what to do. you might run into a problem. This is not like me trying to hang you on the video. I'm just telling you, this is exactly where a lot of people get stuck, where Windows 11 is kind of asking you to put in your login or stuff like that. I'm going to tell you how to bypass that. And I'm telling you, that might be a little pain if you are not so sure. And some people have actually thrown away their PC because they thought that there was a problem with the PC. It wasn't installing Windows 11. If you feel like I'm just kind of giving you some stories, go ahead and put on Google, Windows 11 installation problems. Then you see what I'm talking about. People tell you that they did everything, and then at the point of, moving further, everything got stuck. See, the PC is trying to restart again. One beautiful thing about this PC that I forgot to say is that it's very, very quiet. I'm sitting here pretty much very close to the PC. I hear no noise. I hear nothing. PC is just doing its thing. I'm here drinking my coffee, and you are right there watching. But the problem is you have not, remembered to click on the like button, just like I told you in the beginning of the video. This is what the PC will do if you have a functional PC. It's just telling me that, look, just a few moments more and you'll begin to see pictures that you are familiar with. Like I said to you, up till now, I haven't touched the PC, and you kind of hear that sound. That is telling you we have gone through the system, we have loaded the files that you gave to us on the stick, and right now is the time for you to work. Now you can go ahead and set up this. But just like I promised you, if you try to go further here, you're going to be stuck, because at some point, just going to try to do it so that you see if you keep going further and you don't do this step, you're going to be stuck, because this is PC asking you. You see, now you cannot seem to go further because the PC is asking you to connect to the internet. My friends, I tell you, if you connect to the internet, it's going to be the beginning of new things to come, because you're going to be asked to put in your login details and stuff like that. There's actually a way to bypass this. And to do that, I'm just going to, press my Shift key and F10 to bring out, this display. I'm going to type this thing right here. OOBE / bypass and arrow in capital. See, when you hit on the enter key, it's going to restart again. See, this is the way that you can actually bypass this internet, not having internet, because right now on this PC, you can take a look at the back. I do not have any internet cable connected to it, and I do not want to go this way of trying to put in login and stuff like that, which if you want to log into your Microsoft account, of course, you want to go ahead and do all those stuff. But right now, this is just for demonstration purposes so that you see how you can actually install your PC. PC is going to restart again. And the moment you start to click on the, forward button or whatever it is, you're not going to have that problem where you are asked to connect to the internet. And after that, you can actually go ahead and finish installing your PC. And if you want to begin to do things on the internet, then you are necessarily going to put an internet cable or internet stick. You now have internet on your PC. Of course, I'm going to get there. Just allow the system, it restarts, and we can move further. Of course, it's back again to where we were. And at this point, I can then go ahead and make, that's the country, that's the keyboard. Just going to keep, saying yes. And then, because I now have this option available to me because of the code that we put, don't worry, I'm going to put the code on the description so you can just copy it and, go ahead and type it. Because I have that, I can now click on this and say, I do this is saying, I do not have an internet connected on the PC, which wasn't activated before. So now I can click that. Because I do not have an internet, I have clicked that. Then the PC is just going to ask me, what's the name of the PC? I'm just going to write Windows 11 here, which you can go ahead, write whatever you think, whatever name you think you want to give to your PC. And if you want to put a password, you also have the possibility to do that right here. But like I said, this is just for demonstration purposes. I'm just going to keep clicking no. If depending on what language you're using, you can then go ahead and read and see if these are options that you want, to say yes to. But for me, I'm just saying no to all these options. Some of them are just Microsoft telling you we can actually send you notifications, all those stuff. I don't want that. I want a clean PC. I don't want a PC that will keep giving me so much notifications and stuff like that. But You might say to yourself, I want to be able to see what's going on the other side. Please, you want to accept those, click yes to those services or those, functions that are being proposed to you. When you get to this place, you can go ahead and sip your coffee again, because you can be pretty much sure that your PC has actually passed the process of Windows 11 installation. If you do not get here, it's telling you that this can take a little bit of minutes. Don't not switch off your PC, because if you are installing your version in English, then you can actually read and see what it's telling you. But this is just saying, this whole process might take a little bit of minutes. Do not switch off your PC. But from my experience, this takes about 2 or 3 minutes. And depending on how fast your PC is, it could even be shorter. This is going to, show us the desktop very soon. And this is what, you will see if, once again, you have a good PC. At the end of the day, you see, it's going to still show you this. It's telling you that we are almost done. Just keep tight. Boom. We now have our desktop. Of course, the graphic drivers will still need to be installed. For me to do that, I also do not have to do anything. Gone are the days where before you do anything on your PC, you had to manipulate stuff. Right now, all I had to do is just to take my internet cable, which I'm pretty much just going to do, because sometimes it's easier to just show you than explaining it. So give me 1 minute to take my internet cable. Okay, so I have my internet cable right here, and if you take a look, that's a LAN cable. Just plug it on. If you also have a USB VLAN stick, the same thing. You want to plug it on and then go here and make sure you give in the password and stuff like that. But this is a LAN cable. I don't know how to do that. Like you can see, internet is already activated. And this PC is going to go ahead and look for the necessary drivers for this PC. It's going to, load the graphic drivers, because right now the graphic drivers is not being installed. So you might see that the pictures are looking a little bit wonky, but in any case, this already gives you access to your PC, where you can now go ahead and do everything you have to do. Take a look at it here. We have our C drive, which is the hard drive on the PC, and that's the USB right there. And if you right click on it, you can then go ahead and take a look, see what kind of processor is installed on this PC. And on this PC, we have an Intel Core i3-10105T CPU, 3.0 gigahertz, 8 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM is installed. And like I said, 256 gigabytes of SSD is installed right there. Guys, you have it. Like I said, it was a long video to make. Please do me a favor, go ahead and click on the like button if the video has helped you. Go to the comment section. Above all, let me know what I did correctly, what I did wrong. I'm open to also learn. Let me know how you install your Windows 11. Perhaps your process might be a faster one. But like I said, this is exactly how I do mine. Until I see you again in the next video, peace out.